will be normalized?
Well, I think that here we saw an important diplomatic initiative run by the U.S. So we should give credit to the U.S. diplomacy in here, because the tension was growing into a crisis, and just at the brink of the crisis, the U.S. brought an initiative of National Security Advisor, Secretary of Defense, and Secretary of State having top-level talks with the Turkish government, and averted it to be a crisis. And I think that is a lesson learned from the U.S. side when we compare it with the 1 March bill crisis, where Turkey refused the U.S. troops to get into Iraq from the Turkish territory, where the stalemate between the parties was not resolved by high-level visits of Secretary of State and National Security Advisor then, and it turned out to be a big crisis in 2003 that couldn't be solved in 4 years. So it was at the brink of a crisis that on the ground Turkish troops could collide with the American troops in Manbij.
But what will be the measure of success for you?
That could
I
not be solved in
understand
years.
it's been one crisis to the next, but what will be the measure of success for you in order to find out if relations have indeed been normalized as they say they want to do? But how will they normalize them?
Well, the tensions are so high that it's really hard to say that a success should be resolving all the problems between the two parties. A success now is just to avert the crisis, which would be a big crisis between the two NATO countries, where Russia wanted to collide the Turkish troops and NATO to make a rupture in the NATO structure. So I think here just resolving the tensions, getting to a crisis is a major win, because the two parties started to not to talk about it. They wouldn't listen to each other. If you look at the statements after the phone call between Erdogan and Trump, that says a lot about why the Turkish side and the American side are not listening to each other, and it was on a collision course. So,
okay.
So I think here we should just take that step as a major one.
Mehmet Yegin, we thank you for speaking to us from Istanbul. Well, you can